Okay, so now that we went over the fiddleheads, this is our candling box, which thank God Ren figured out, because we were sitting here going, now what are we going to use? It's a bit beaten up because that night when we lost power, I took the flashlight that's inside here, because it was the only one where I knew exactly where it was at the time. So I had to put it back together before we start candling. So the whole purpose of this is to show you candling eggs and how you can tell what's alive and what's tossable. This is actually new for me too, so I'm learning as I'm doing. So I'm not perfect, and yay. So as you've seen, this is the eggs. We have it at a perfect 99.5. And then, as you can see, they're X's and O's. The O's got put in there a week after the X's. So we'll be candling the O's for the first time today. The X's will be their second candling. And I'm going to pause it and go from there. Okay, so I have an egg. And what we do is, if I can get it on the thing. So you can see, it's hard to tell, but you can see a little bit of light that's casting through that spot right here. You can see more of a shape. You don't look for what's in the light, you look for where the light doesn't pass through. So you can see a little bit near the X, a shape. So we know there's something in here growing. Get a tiny bit closer. See? You can see that there's something growing in there. So this first X will go back into the incubator because it's still got another 14 days before it should hatch. So we'll put it back in the incubator and move on to the next one. You might ask, how am I going to know which one's which if they're just all marked X's or O's? I'm putting them on a different side. Actually, I'll show you real quick. So all the eggs are in that corner right now. So for the eggs that I did candle and determine that there's something inside, I'm going to put them on the opposite side with the X facing down. Hello, welcome back everyone. I started again because I said I would show anything that is of note. This is an X egg. As you can see, there's a tiny dark spot, but it is nowhere as dark as the other eggs that I had just shown you, which means this one hasn't grown since the first candling because it is an X, which means this one is no good. The embryo didn't survive either during the blackout or some other time, but it is no longer with us. So we discard eggs like this. We'll just put them somewhere else. I'm actually going to put him in here, or it in there. This tray is not full of all deceased eggs. This tray is what we use to put possibly fertilized eggs, ones that will be moved into the incubator. So I'm actually going to put one on. This is an egg that we got. I couldn't tell you the day because everything's been a little bit crazy here. If you've seen any of the videos, you'd know why. But you can't see anything going on in here, as you can see by the light passing straight through. That does not mean it wasn't fertilized, because we just got these. Your embryo needs time to grow. So that's what it looks like if you candled it when you get it from the coop. It's going to pass all the light through. You're not going to see any distortion, because the distortion is the embryo growing. So we'll put a mark on these after I finish kindling the rest that are already in the incubator, and put them on the calendar so that they do get candled on the proper date. We'll keep updating this process because, like I said, there's 14 more days on the X's alone before we start seeing any hatching. So we'll keep you updated. Hopefully we'll get some of the hatching on video. A minute, let me just do this. Hello again. This is one of the O's. This one has only been incubating for 7 days. And I wanted to show what a 7-day incubation candling looks like. I already actually looked at it, so I know there's something going on. I just want to show you guys. But as you can see, there's still light going through, but there are spaces where it doesn't go through all the way, where it gets a little bit diffused. And that shows that there is something in here growing. It'll be in 7 more days when we candle the O's again, and the new ones that will start tonight, that we'll see if this continues to grow. So you can see it much better now.
Okay, got the first load going.
But we'll see how well these grow in 7 more days. But yes, that's your first sign that there's something growing and alive in the egg, is that there's a tiny bit of diffusion in the light. Okay, like I said again, if there's anything notable, I will let you know. I would turn the camera back on if there's anything notable. And I wanted to show this is one of the X's, and you can see by the coloration on the egg, well, if we had had more documentation, you'd definitely be able to tell, like I can, that you can see that there's something in here without even candling it. But I'll show you on the box just to show you. See how there's very little light coming through? Watch, let me turn him, or her, whichever. See, there's definitely something in here, and it's getting big. So yes, without the light we could tell that this one has something growing in there. Not just because there's a little bit more weight to it, but the egg is a little bit discolored since the last time we candled it. So I don't know if that's normal or if that's just special for this one, but yeah, I thought it was unique and figured I'd share. We're marking these eggs. These are the ones that we're putting into the box today, the incubator rather. I decided to use a star because we have already used an X, we need an O, so something distinguished against an X and an O. What you use is a graphite pen, or pencil rather, and you make the mark. You can see here. The reason that you use pencils is because if you think about it logically, if you used a marker, then it's going to absorb straight in. And if we'll mark all of these, put them in the incubator. Actually, doesn't matter where, they're going to get rolled around anyway. Sorry about the shaking. After you put them in the incubator, the biggest thing is you go and mark it somewhere that's going to be seen. A calendar that we have on the fridge. We mark star eggs, and then we mark in a week when we need to candle them for the first time. And we'll also be marking on the calendar that we're going to be candling the O's for their second time. I might actually candle the X's again. They're only really need to be done twice, but I think I might just do it for a learning experience for myself. The beeping in the background is her still working on her fiddleheads. So I will say bye for now and put the eggs in there and go help there. Okay, so I finished doing the eggs. All the new eggs are currently in the incubator. But no, I have to deal with the.
Like, cut that to where it's.
He wants to see what I'm doing. We have to turn off this because it's battery powered and just can't leave it going. But if people are wondering how to make one, could watch this and maybe get some ideas. So we use a box. We just taped it back up when we're using it. There's a bunch of cloth in here holding the flashlight in place. What I have to do right now, just turn it on. Simple. The cloth holds it tight and in its place so that the light stays constant through the hole. So it's not the most elegant setup, but it works. So yeah, that's how we made our candle box.